I don't know how much more of this I could handle. Or we're gonna watch B-ball breakdown. Bro, okay, you know how I said every coach in the country loves Jokic? I think every coach in the country is terrified of Victor Wembanyama. And a lot of them don't even have to worry about Victor Wembanyama because they coach college or high school or elementary school. They don't even coach in the league, but they're still terrified. I'm terrified of Wemby, and I don't even play basketball anymore. You know what I genuinely believe? I genuinely believe that when you reach a certain level in a sport or a art, that you start to you enter this realm where you can feel others breaking into the realm, right? And I could tell like LeBron was probably just training one day, shooting hoops, you know, shoot some free throws. Curry working on his threes. Luka drinking some alcohol. Jokic riding with his horses. Shy getting his braids done. And Luka, and that was the day it finally clicked for Victor. Finally clicked in his head. And he just understood, like, this is what I need to become the greatest. And then simultaneously, all of those guys felt it. It was like a new one fired off in everyone's head. They realized someone just entered the realm. And then after they all saw him play, they realized that that person that just broke down the doors to the realm and barged in like a monster was Victor Wembanyama. That's facts. That's exactly how it happened. That's exactly how it happened.
Wembanyama last night, sports fans, and I'm not even sure citing the stat does his performance enough justice, as he so thoroughly dominated
Zero
the
turnovers,
Mavericks
dog.
in Dallas.
Zero turnovers,
plays
dog.
Straight take my breath away, but it got me thinking that we're witnessing a player who's going to go down as the greatest of all time. Let's start off with those breathtaking plays, shall we? These are the kind of things that leave you in awe and wondering how anybody is going to be able to stop the French freak. In transition, you normally train your bigs to rim run, a straight sprint down the middle of the floor with hopes the ball goes to the wing first and you get a good angle at a post feed. But not Wemby. Stephon Castle can just ride in his wake, and let me assure you, this is simply not an angle to throw an alley-oop to anyone on this planet except Wemby. The only way to complete this play would be to turn your back to the basket, catch it in the air, hover, find the rim with your eyes, and then shove it through over your shoulder. And he makes this look like a routine play. To give you an idea of how difficult it is to guard Wemby, he grabs the rebound and outlets it. Then he's the lead guard bringing the ball up. After initiating the offense early, he dives into the low post, then floats out for a perimeter catch in the wing.
Do you realize? Okay, I'm lagging right now, right? But I'll just talk through it. Do you realize how much positions he's just switched? He went from point guard, then back to center position. Now he's taking a shooting guard, or you want to say a forward position. He doesn't care. He's like, you guys are playing basketball. I'm playing ball hoops. I'm playing ball net ball. You guys play basketball. Y'all have fun doing that, play that sport. I'm going to play an entirely different sport. I'm going to call this Wemby ball. I'm playing Wemby ball. Y'all have fun playing basketball. We're not the same. That's what we're watching right now, bro. We're watching this guy invent a new sport.
And then realizes he's got a big size mismatch, which he essentially always has anyway, before shot faking on a double team, and then what? This should have just been a massive dunk on the right side, but instead he absorbs the contact from AD and then reverses it. Mon Dieu.
It wasn't even necessary. He just did it for his aura. He just did it so he had something to make him feel something. He doesn't feel anything anymore. He's numb when he plays the sport of basketball. He's numb.
We haven't seen anything like this ever. We'll get into his defense in a minute, but I want you to understand the outsized impact he has on every facet of this game all over the floor. He scares Washington into stopping short on the drive. It's turned the wrong way, but recovers to make Lively look like a middle schooler, and then races the ball up the court as the lead guard again before slowing down into an ISO. Tween, in and out cross, tween, behind the back, step back, landing space foul, and hits the three. I'm rarely speechless, sports fans, but this is one of those times. They try to go to a zone to contain him, but he just uses a pass fake to split the guards, and it is over right here. No one can stop a guy this tall and mobile when he's got both feet in the
Don't embarrass yourself jumping with him.
That.
Just let him do what he has to do.
It's a feel for the game that has me in awe of what he is and what he will become. They run a ball screen with their point guard for him, and his three-point shot is good enough that
I want to see like B-ball breakdown do this live.
He has to bite on the fake, so he breaks into a give and go. And again, this is where
his commentary would be like, I think it would be awesome
to stop him once he's going to the rim off a clean catch. And this was the moment. You may see an isolation with all manner of dribble move that proves ineffective against one of the best defenders in the league, and that all is true. But he still takes him into the superstar area, makes AD go for the fake, absorbs the contact, and just swishes this in AD's face. This was the moment that convinced me he's going to be the greatest force we've ever seen in the NBA.
I gotta start watching Spurs play ball, man. I'm gonna start following Spurs and OKC.
Tells me all I need to know. And it wasn't a fluke play either. He French fried AD a number of times.
French fried, okay, alright, bro.
Just take him into the paint and the soft little jump hook. Davis had no chance. The pick and pop is going to scare defenses for the next 15
That's a funny thing, you know, like he could just like at his skill level, he could play the game like Jokic if he wants to. Play at his own pace. He doesn't have to pick up his pace. He generally just plays for like his own enjoyment at this point. Right? He does what he wants for his own enjoyment. If I'm tired, I'm just gonna take it slow, nice and easy, post work. Barbecue chicken. Oh, I got some energy. Oh, you was talking a little hot, 80? Alright, come to the perimeter with me. Come to the let's talk on the perimeter. Let's talk on the perimeter, 80. Let's talk on the perimeter. You know how terrifying that is? Your 7-foot center just said, yo, let's have a conversation in ISO on the perimeter. And now he's pulling out point guard combinations. I have to say that in French. He's pulling out point guard combinations before stepping back and drilling and dropping a hot one in your mouth.
Davis has to honor the shot fake, but that means he gets to the lane, and that's going to be curtains for any defender. I mean, who does this? A lefty drive into a tween, spin, and then one-footed fadeaway bank shot from 10 feet with touch. It's outrageous. At this point, the game was long over, but he demoralizes a first-team all-defender by going coast-to-coast on him, lefty in and out, and then just politely crams it in on his head. This is not like Giannis or LeBron bearing down on the defense. He's combining speed, skill, strength, and he's even getting stronger too, which is exactly what you need to combine in order to play Prize Picks.
All right,
they got a way to stack them.
Come on, y'all getting too good at these advertisements, bro. All right, bro. Y'all getting too good, bro.
It's good to be right. The closest thing we got to a fair fight was when he was guarded by Derek Lively, who's a very good defender and at least in the vicinity of his height. Let's examine the Spurs offense. They run horns with a double high post, and after back screening for the guard out top, they run elbow get action. Wemby rejects the screen. Terrific defense to cut him off. But this is the superstar area. The pull-ups in the mid-range that only the best get to take. And he's already consistently making these with a hand up in his face as a perfect swish. Here's another pick and pop to get him some space on the catch. Into zoom action as Vassell comes off the pin down into handoff out top. Instant advantage on Klay Thompson, but great recovery to stall the attack. However, Wemby's roll to the basket takes him right to deep position on that left block. It wasn't all perfect last night as he gets awfully close.
Bro, imagine being a point guard, having this guy on your team, bro. Yo, Chris Paul would have loved playing with Wemby, bro. Chris Paul would have been salivating and foaming at the mouth, thinking about all the things he was gonna do with Wemby.
What a bro! And making it a travel, and the heavily contested fadeaway wasn't the best choice here. I think he should have planted that right foot into a shot fake, then stepped through back to his left for a runner.
Yeah, exactly. But he's gonna improve on that. He's gonna improve on that.
Exchange and get into a high post split. It wasn't executed well enough, leaving Wemby to have to isolate with little time on the shot clock. Nothing fancy, just gets as close as he can on the lefty drive before extending his left step towards the baseline for a little more space.
Hesitation.
And then floating this in softly off the glass.
Too easy.
We've never seen a player.
You gotta get that ball. You gotta get that ball while he's bringing it up, or else you're not getting the ball.
Like this. Maybe Will
rip him.
And Hakeem Olajuwon in their primes, and that's notable because Hakeem has been working with Wemby, but this is on a different level. More superstar treatment by both.
I said it in the last video. We have to ban Wemby from working with any NBA legends. He's not allowed. Wemby, you're not allowed. You're not. Wemby, look at me. You're not allowed.
And the refs. His team just going to him on his mismatch down low tells us he's the man, and the refs seem to ignore the gather here before the left foot hits the ground. That means he uses 3 steps to get this off, and while it was impressive that he hit it,
he did travel.
Waved off as a traveling violation. More evidence of his.
He's allowed to travel though. He's 7 foot.
My secrets is shooting off the dribble from distance, floating the ball, and then
he's 7 feet, bro. Who's gonna tell him that was a travel? Not me. I'm not telling him that was a travel. Hey, you go tell Mr. Travel. You go do it.
Up as a trailing roll man. And it's nice when a guy with his foot on the dotted line can just rise up off 2 feet and dunk it. And when their offense is functioning properly, they're generating advantages off of great ball movement around the floor. His role here tilts the defense, giving them a 2-on-1 advantage on the left side, leading to a middle drive, and this will always be the result if Wemby is down there.
Yep.
The high post is where I'd like to see him operate even more out of, and it's patently unfair when his defender plays perfect defense on him to force the dreaded mid-range shot, and he still drops it in perfectly. We didn't get a lot of examples of how good he is as a passer, but in transition, he did treat us to a nice no-look to the corner that froze Cooper Flagg and directly created this wide-open 3. And we're getting a sense of how open he's going to get his teammates when all eyes focus on him when he drives.
Because his gravity is going to be ridiculous.
Gravitate towards him.
His gravity is ridiculous already, actually. It's not even going to be ridiculous. It's already ridiculous.
He'll get a lot more assists since he's a willing passer and sees the floor so well from such a high vantage point. The defense is almost as impactful as the offense, to be honest. He roams the paint and knows how to time his jump to deflect these shots just before they're on their way down, so it's not a goaltend. Drivers simply must know where Wemby is at all times and shoot their shot only if they dare, as there are very few angles or arcs you can shoot and get it by him, as Cooper Flagg found out.
Yeah.
This time, Flagg doesn't even attempt the shot as Wemby's rotation stops him cold in his tracks. There's no way to measure this impact, but trust me, it's profound. But the one area teams might have quote-unquote success is in the mid-range against him, but we know from a lot of data that these shots are low percentage and won't go in enough to justify shooting them a lot. I caught a glimpse of his zone defense where they can allow Cornet
you need a generational star for that, or a superstar
and ride the 2.9 seconds allowable in the lane, which then lets Wemby roam the backside and contest perimeter shots with his incredible wingspan. I don't think anyone will have much success against this considering how high you have to shoot it to clear his contest. Plus, he's already great at utilizing verticality to legally absorb contact while contesting in the air, and I don't think there's a player out there that can score against a wall like this. So there you have it, sports fans. Call him whenever you like. Just don't call him late for dinner, lunch, or breakfast, since he'll be eating yours in your face, dismantling every record we have on his way to the greatest career we'll have ever seen.
Oh. The new GOAT. The new GOAT. The day Wemby invented a new sport. That's what we're gonna call today. We'll call you know what I'm talking about.